Am I exaggerating a bit with the title and thumbnail? I probably am, but let's be honest with ourselves. Outside of a couple of announcements in this direct, this had to be one of the most confusing directs I have ever watched. And sure, I can maybe jot that down to the fact that I just haven't experienced a lot of the games that they showcased here, but I'm really confused as to why they called this a proper direct when this could have been called a mini, or this could have all been shadow dropped over twitter.com. Like, if I'm being completely honest with myself, I'd say like 95% of the direct I just did not have any interest for, while 5% of it really got me to jump out of my chair. That being said, however, if you decide to look at this direct as sort of an extra thing until we got the Switch 2 direct, I would say that this was a successful direct in a way. However, one of my main gripes with the direct is that a lot of the announcements they made were 2026 releases, as well as some of the various 2025 releases not getting numbered dates at all. I don't know, it was just super confusing that they just didn't have like any like concrete dates for us to drop some of these games. Like, what is it? We saw Legends Arceus, Metroid Prime 4, and no solid release dates on those. And then, you know, Rhythm Heaven and Tomodachi Life, and those are just 2026 for some reason, considering those aren't the biggest games in the world, and I don't know why they're being pushed back that far. But you know, let's get into the direct first. Let's analyze it piece by piece, and you know, let's see what the whole thing had to offer. Maybe I'll change my opinion as I look through it. Looking back at my speculation video, however, I think it's safe to say I pretty much got nothing right in this at all. I said we get Kirby Planet Robobot. Nope, did not get that. We definitely did get Metroid Prime 4. Still did not get a release date, but outside of that, I was pretty much wrong on pretty much everything. Not even anything Mario related, nothing of the sort. Yeah, so speculation video debunked. I could not predict Nintendo. All right, but moving into the direct, we started off with Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake, and I'm not a big Dragon Quest guy. I am so sorry. I have yet to play any of the Dragon Quest games. I have Dragon Quest 11 just chilling on my shelf somewhere. Yeah, very excited to play this series, but I have no idea what's going on. I think it looks visually pleasing, and it seems like they have a new character that's joining the cast. But outside of that, I have no attachment to this at all, and I would imagine a lot of people who were joining in on this direct, you know, hoping to get surprised by the first announcement, and then it's just Dragon Quest. And again, not to discredit Dragon Quest, because I know it's pretty huge, I just don't think it's an opening title, you know? I don't think it's something you open on, though. I mean, depending on who you ask, you know, I remember Arlo, he was upset that, I think it was the 2022 Nintendo Direct, they ended on Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and I know he said that's not a closer, even though I personally enjoyed it, but you know, it depends on who you ask, and in my opinion, I don't think Dragon Quest was a good opener. We then see a trailer for the AI Samian files, and yeah, I don't really have much to add here, but then we get Raidu Remastered, The Mystery of the Soulless Army. This is an Atlas game. It's like a spin-off of a spin-off. It's kind of crazy. It's Persona SMT, but also not. Yeah, I don't know anything about the original Raidu game, but this does look really fun, and I'm kind of interested in it. I don't know. It's a more action, you know, tactical RPG. Why did I say tactical? It's not tactical. But it's more of an action RPG where you use the demons you get, including Jack Frost, and you can do stuff. Yeah, I think that's cool. We then see a trailer for Shadow Labyrinth, and this one was kind of weird, you know. I didn't realize until like halfway through the trailer, but apparently, yeah, you could just turn into Pac-Man, and you could use Pac-Man's abilities and stuff. It's kind of like a 2D Metroidvania, I believe here. It's either that or a 2D just side scroller. In which case, you know, you get to use Pac-Man's abilities, and you get to, you know, suck people up and eat pellets for some reason. They don't really, like, you know, mention that part specifically, though. Like, they briefly mention Pac-Man, you know, they show him off. They don't make that, like, a huge selling point of the game, though, which I think is very interesting. I was looking at a lot of people's reactions. A lot of people didn't even notice Pac-Man was just in here. You know, they thought it was just, oh, it's just a funny little, you know, cameo, just a funny little nod. But no, that's straight up Pac. We then see Patapon 1+2 replay. Now, I know nothing about this series, but I did play Astrobot recently, and I recently got those three bots, so I think that's cool. I think it's cool to have these coming to the Switch, though. I think it looks very interesting. I feel like it's a game I would rage on if I attempted to play, because you have to like time your rhythm commands with what you want your army to do. I feel like I would rage a lot, you know. But it looks fun. It's fun. You know, I will get into it when we get into it, but we're getting a lot of rhythm games this direct, and I think that's cool because I know a lot of people are into those. Oh, and get this. Get ready for this, guys. We get the best trailer of all at this point. We got a trailer for Story of Seasons. We then receive a trailer for Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, and god dang, this trailer looks beautiful. Oh my goodness, it's making me want to go finish Metroid Prime 1. This game is awesome. There's not really much to say in regards to, you know, the trailer, I guess. It's more so Samus's new psychic abilities that she gets. She can manipulate things, she can, you know, direct her projectiles now, and, you know, that would be cool and all, you know, it's like, oh cool, a new ability. The thing I want to highlight though, that new box art. Oh my god. Is Samus aura farming? I think she is. Oh my goodness, she looks beautiful. Oh my goodness, you know, if you're trying to sell me this game purely on the aura, I think you've done it. I think you've done it. We then get a trailer for Disney Villains Cursed Cafe, followed up by Witchbrook. Alright, but not the threat, because we did get Gradius Origins come to the Switch. Now, I've never heard of this game before this Direct, but I think it's cool we're getting another collection on the Nintendo Switch, as well as a brand new game. This appears to be, you know, a side-scroller where you shoot things. Kind of like Space Invaders, but it seems you're more on like a 2D plane instead of like the ship being on the bottom of the screen. You're kind of on the side and you're shooting anything that like comes towards you. It looks fun. It actually does look fun. I'm a little interested. Oh, and here's one that actually caught my attention. We have Rift and the NecroDancer. Now, this game, obviously, if some, like, you guys might remember, this game collabed with Zelda, and we had Cadence of Hyrule. But now it appears that this game has its own game. I don't know if this is, like, its own series or whatnot, because I don't follow this franchise at all. But yeah, it just appears to be another rhythm game. And it appears it's going to collab with various other IPs. We saw Celeste and Pizza Tower in there, which I think is super cool. I think it's definitely going to be an incentive for a lot of people to check it out. I'm definitely going to check it out now because that seems really cool. We then get to see Tomodachi Plaza, and I'm going to be real. I thought this was Animal Crossing for like 2 seconds, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people did. Actually, at one point as well, the moment when I thought it wasn't Animal Crossing, I actually screamed Hello Kitty My Island Adventure because one of my mutuals has been playing that a lot. Needless to say, that is not what this is. Now, this is the part that kind of like weirded me out. This is the part where like I think I was like very confused at this point. Like at this point I was starting to fall asleep because there wasn't much like going on that interested me. But it was at this point in the trailer where I was like, what are we doing? What are we doing? So Pokemon Legends EA. Now, it's not it's not strange for Pokemon to, you know, share news on the Nintendo Direct. It's more strange the fact that we had a Pokemon Presents a month ago and they had the chance to share this information, but they waited until the Nintendo Direct to do it, and they don't usually do that with like major updates like this usually. Regardless, yeah, so in this trailer we learned that apparently at nighttime everyone is angry and you're gonna get freaking jumped by the Mafia, just as I predicted in my Legends EA video. No, so what is it? There's gonna be trainers running around in Lumio City, and if they see you, they will force you into a fight, which I think is awesome. I think that's super cool. I don't know if they're gonna have Mega Pokemon running around, but yeah, that'd be cool to see if they fight you and you have to deal with some dude's Mega Garchomp. Actually, speaking of Megas, I am shocked we didn't get to see a single new Mega in this trailer. You know, I was already weirded out by the fact that, you know, they're giving us new Pokemon news information, but it's kind of weird they didn't commit at all. I really think, I feel like I speak for a lot of people here. I feel like if we saw a new Mega Evolution, that's when we like would have been really excited about this game, because it's all about the Pokemon, really. It's all about seeing the new regional forms and whatnot, and seeing, you know, all the new stuff. I'm just saying one new Mega Pokemon, so that way all the Twitter artists can go crazy, you know? That's all I'm saying. And following that up, we get the return of Rhythm Heaven. And I'm gonna be real, I am not the biggest fan of this. And that's just purely because I've never played Rhythm Heaven before. I am very happy for Rhythm Heaven fans though, and the trailer itself was really hilarious. So I definitely want to give it points for that. I just haven't played Rhythm Heaven personally. And so this reveal is more so, oh, neat. You know, it's not like anything crazy. I'm not like negative about it, of course. I think it's awesome. And I'm not saying, oh, you know, this trailer's bad because it, you know, forgot about Mario, guys. Nintendo forgot about Mario. But it's just one of those things where it's like, I'm just happy for fans, which is okay, because that happens. That happens from time to time. Doesn't mean I'm going to hate the Direct in its entirety. We'll get into that in a bit, though. Though, again, very happy for Rhythm Heaven fans. Though, interestingly enough, this game has a 2026 release date. Why? I don't think Rhythm Heaven is the type of game to take over a year to make and or announce. Like, what the heck? Obviously, I don't know Nintendo's, like, development schedule and timeline and whatnot. But, you know, I think it's better if you announce a game and have it come out within, like, 6 months of announcing it or something like that. So you don't hold on people forever and lead them on forever. You know, we've experienced this with Metroid Prime 4, so, you know, who am I to complain? But, yeah, it's, I don't know. For a game like this, you know, getting people excited again. It's kind of rough to make them wait a year as well after the fact as well. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about here, but I just think it's a little crazy. All right, now this part, I am not going to try to explain this because honestly, I've watched this part like 5 times and I still don't really understand the purpose of this. But basically, you're going to be able to classify your digital games as physical cards. We have this new feature called the virtual card, and it will basically allow you to classify your digital titles as physical titles, because obviously you're only able to do that with physical games. Duh. So that's what this is kind of for. And by making them virtual cards, you will be able to share them with people on your Nintendo Switch family plan, and they will be able to play the game free of charge for about 2 weeks before it comes back to you. I don't know how that works, but yeah, apparently it's supposed to benefit like families or people with 2 Switches. Now, I do not have a second Switch, but I was watching the recent Beat 'em Ups video and he made a good point in the fact that, yeah, we are about to have 2 Switches in the way that we're about to have a Switch 2. And I would imagine, you know, you're not going to use your Switch 1 pretty soon. And so this is kind of, you know, an easy way to allow, like, I don't know, your younger brother to be able to play some of your titles without outright giving them to him. But I don't know. I don't really have this problem because I collect physical media for life. But yeah, you know, that's cool. I'm happy for people who only get digital games and have friends who want to play these games. It's not going to beat Steam's like share feature, but you know, it's something. It's cool. It's not going to really change anything though, so that's, you know, that's all good. And then we get a little reel of some games, you know, games that I don't really care about too much. I'm going to be completely honest. Interestingly enough, we do get High on Life. This game is the one done by the Rick and Morty VA. Yeah, that's all I got. I just think that's funny. Oh, and this next one kind of like jump scared everybody, including me. I thought this was Marvel Rivals for 2 seconds, but it's a Marvel Comic Invasion. It's a 2D beat 'em up where you fight people as Marvel characters. And you know, that's pretty cool. Not much to say about it other than I kind of wish it was Rivals, but I know Rivals couldn't run on the Switch for everything that it's worth. And then to somewhat end the direct, we get Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. Now, I just want to clarify before I, you know, get all negative Nancy and everyone starts disliking the video. I have not played the previous Tomodachi Life. I do not understand why people like this game. That's not to say, oh, I'm not interested in the game. I definitely want to pick it up. But as a closer, I just could not get that attached to it. I was like, oh, Tomodachi Life, it's back? And then I was just like, oh, cool. You know, it's just one of those games. It's one of those closers. So it's like, I don't really have much attachment to it. I'm, again, happy for fans, but I, you know, never got to experience it. So like, you want me to just start freaking out like a crazy person, despite me never, ever experiencing these games? Like, what do you want from me? Yeah, there's not really much to say in the trailer other than it appears that we're on an island this time, which I think is pretty cool. And apparently we're going to be able to customize it too, according to this green building in the trailer. So that's cool. You know, customization, we always love customization. The Me games are always known for their customization and letting you mess around and role play in any way you want. So it's a good thing that we're going to be able to do that here. The thing that bothers me about this trailer though is that it's another 2026 release date. I mean, yeah, sure, you can make the argument that this might be early 2026, but the fact is that you got everybody so pumped for this game and we have to wait a whole year just to play it. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, is this the Gen Z like attention span where I'm like, oh no, I'm not going to be able to keep myself like entertained until then, even though I have plenty of games to play. But like, I don't know. Like, is Tomodachi Life and Rhythm Heaven the games that you really want to make people like holding out forever for? You know, like you could do that with Zelda and Mario, but like Tomodachi Life and Rhythm Heaven, really? Like those people already, well, I guess they've been waiting so long, you know, what's another year, right? But I don't know. I think 2026 is such a huge stretch for these titles. I don't know. Maybe I'm in the minority for that. And then to end it off, we get NintendoTwitter.com. Just kidding. It's called Nintendo Today. And it's basically their way of announcing Nintendo news, but having their own app for it, so you don't have to scroll through Twitter.com, which fair enough. Yeah, I mean, it's cool. And as of me recording this video, we already got some cool news. Apparently, the Legend of Zelda movie got a release date, so that's cool. As well as we got a cute little trailer for Splatoon, as well as, you know, themes and stuff. Just a bunch of like cool stuff in the app already, which I think is just super neat and super awesome. But outside of that, yeah, they just told us that Nintendo Directs are still going to continue to happen and that they're pretty much an event for people, which, yeah, very true. They still are. And that was the whole Nintendo Direct. And yeah, what did I think of it? Yeah, very confused. Do not understand anything going on. Half of it was me sleeping, and yeah, I don't get the direct at all. That being said, though, and I said at the beginning of the video, but if you see this direct as more of an extra, like, cream on the pie, you know, then I guess, yes, this was a great direct. Me, however, I went into this direct thinking that this direct was going to be full of titles that were going to be dropping in the first half of 2025. I was thinking that the Switch 2 wasn't going to drop until, like, late summer or, like, fall, and so I was thinking, oh, so this is what the direct is for. It's going to give us something to look forward to for the first half of 2025. But the majority of the titles were not even 2025. It got to the point where I just rather have not had the direct and would have rather they just like announced all this stuff later instead of doing it when they did it. No, I know it's a little hypocritical because I was hyping up the idea of the direct, but I don't know, dude. I just like the information we got was like information that's so far into the future, not information that was going to help us for the first half of 2025, which all leads me to believe that everything that they're going to announce for the first half of 2025 might be in the Switch 2 Direct. Though I'm worried because I feel like for the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, I feel like they're just going to talk about the Switch 2 and they're not going to talk about any new games. If they do, though, it's going to be a great Direct, but I feel like they might just focus on the console itself. But you know what? We'll see. That's coming next week, and I cannot wait to talk about it. And, you know, I might have felt negative about this Direct, but the fact that we have Nintendo news to talk about right now, I think is really cool because, you know, last year there was just barely anything to talk about. So I'm just glad that we got stuff to do and stuff to talk about. So that's cool. But what do you guys think about the Nintendo Direct? Be sure to comment below your thoughts and opinions, and be sure to like and subscribe. Stay hydrated, stay cool, and I will see you all in another video. Bye-bye!